Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my 32-week bump date, so if you want to hear how that week went, then just keep on watching. Last week when I was talking about the sonogram that I got, I forgot to mention that the tech saw a ton of hair on baby girl. When we had our 3D ultrasound, they had mentioned that she had a bit of hair, but I could kind of see it, but I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. But this time you could actually see the hair like floating behind her head, which is funny because Liam was the exact same way whenever we saw that he had a ton of hair. So that's something fun, just because I was sure that she was going to be bald since Liam was born with just a head full of hair. My maternity clothes are starting to get just a little bit snug. My pants and stuff still fit, but a handful of my tops are starting to just get a little too tight. So I'm having to retire a couple of those and really just wear the big flowy loose tops. The past couple weeks I have had lots of strangers comment, like if I'm in an elevator with somebody or just a situation where you're kind of stuck with somebody for a couple seconds, people are always like, oh, how far along are you? Or, oh, congratulations, or, you know, something like that. I haven't had anybody come up and just like touch my belly, which I have never, ever had that happen. With Liam, I never had that happen. And so far this entire pregnancy with Lucy, I have never had that happen. Let me know in the comments below if y'all have ever had that happen to you and what your opinion is on just like randos touching your belly. So if you've been keeping up with my bump dates, you know we've kind of been going through just a roller coaster of emotional ups and downs. I've had some issues or having some issues with my placenta, and I have to have a C-section, and they're going to have to take Lucy early, and just a whole mess of things. So go back and watch some of my previous ones because I talk about that a little bit more in detail. I really feel like this past week I finally got over just the funk that I had let myself get in. After we got the, you know, just bad news and just everything just seemed so serious and scary and everything, which it still is, but the dust has kind of settled, so to speak, with the news, and we've been able to come up with a game plan with our doctor, and so things are, you know, they're okay. But I really let myself just get into just a funk / depression, and it's just been just blah. So it's been like 5 weeks, and I've really just, it's gotten pretty bad, but I really think I've gotten over it. I've been, you know, kind of nesting a lot. So I've been organizing and cleaning and just really getting a lot of projects done, just stuff that's been sitting around the house for a year, just little things that need to be done. So I'm feeling really good. Obviously, physically, I can only do so much, but my mindset is just a lot better just with everything that's gone on the past several weeks. So baby girl moves constantly. I thought Liam moved a lot. Lucy does not stop. She moves all the time. It's now to where we can actually see her moving. Like whenever I look at my belly, you can just see just like, you know, feet or knees or elbows or just whatever, you can just see my stomach popping, and it is all the time. There's sometimes, I'm not kidding, I'll be sitting like in the waiting room at the doctor's office or just some kind of setting where I'm around other people, and I actually kind of feel self-conscious because I feel like people can see it even though they wouldn't be able to unless they were really checking me out. But it's like I get self-conscious because it's to me it's so obvious and I can see it so clearly. But yeah, it's all the time. For the first time in several weeks, I've actually had some very specific cravings. I have been craving Chick-fil-A, just your plain Jane original chicken sandwich and the waffle fries. And right now, Chick-fil-A has this frosted key lime drink, and OMG. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so good. I think I've had like 4 in the past like 2 weeks. It's so good. It's a limited edition for, I guess, spring / summer, and I'm sure it probably won't be around very long, but I have been really craving those. That's a bit of an out there sort of craving for me because I don't typically drink or crave like dairy or milkshakes or ice cream or things like that. So that one's a little odd for me, but yeah, this key lime shake is so good. I've also been craving cereal, and again, it's just odd because of the milk and dairy and things like that, because I don't ever drink just milk or have milk with anything. I'm pretty sure it's just like the sweet crunch that I've been craving with cereal. I've really been liking the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. That one's been my cereal of choice. So we did see our doctor last week, and this was kind of a follow-up to the sonogram that we had the week before. She is extremely optimistic about the chance of being able to save my uterus, being able to detach my placenta in my uterus and not have to have a hysterectomy. Like, she was almost giddy. She was so excited just because the results from last week's sonogram were just so great and they looked so good, and I wanted to get excited too, but I just feel like I cannot go there just in my head, because we have gone back and forth so many times in the past 14 weeks or so, and I just feel like I can't do it anymore, just as far as the ups and downs go. I know that makes it sound like I'm just being super negative, but I would much rather go into it with just kind of a worst case scenario mindset and be super pleasantly surprised than have to try to go through, you know, that grief and loss again that we've been going through for so long. One of the things that I am really excited about is that they are going to let me go probably until about 37, 38 weeks with the scheduled C-section. I had kind of talked about that in my last bump date, what the doctor at the sonogram office thought, and my doctor agrees that they really think that I can go just a smidge longer, because 37 weeks she will technically be term. So with that, she will more than likely not have to be in the NICU, which is awesome. And I will not have to have any steroid shots to help her lungs develop, because she'll be born after 36 weeks. So even with the C-section, and even if I have to have a hysterectomy, that just makes me feel so much better that she'll be born later, so she'll be bigger, she'll be more healthy, so we won't have problems, not problems, but won't have any lingering issues or anything as far as her development goes. So me and my husband both feel really good about that aspect of all of this. So at this point, what we're going to do as far as the date goes with scheduling my C-section is we're going to wait until I actually go back and get my last sonogram, which will be at 35 weeks, so that'll be in a little over 2 weeks. We're going to see how the placenta looks, and if it looks like it did at this past appointment, then they are going to let me go further, and we're going to actually pinpoint a date. So I do have to have 3 different specialty doctors in the OR when I have my C-section, so it just is going to go with, you know, scheduling and what their schedules are as far as that goes. So as I've said multiple times, I just feel like a whale. I just feel so big. And it's really just physically hard for me to do things like just cleaning and walking around the house and just like day-to-day stuff. I have really been slacking as far as exercising goes, just because I physically feel like I can't. Whenever I've started to do some of my videos, I just get really sore, like my belly gets tight, you know, kind of getting a little bit of the Braxton Hicks. I do wear my belly band, my support band that I've talked about before. It helps a little bit, but not really. And at this point, just with the stuff with my placenta and everything, if I'm hurting, I'm not going to push through it. So, I mean, I still try to walk and things like that, but I'm not stressing out so much about like, oh, I've got to get a 45-minute cardio in today, which I don't like, because I do like to exercise just because, you know, it makes you feel good and everything, keeps you in shape. But at this point, I'm just so large and everything that it's become a real struggle, and I don't want to stress out about it. I mean, if it happens, it does. If it doesn't, that's okay too. So I mentioned that I have been nesting, and it has been a little redonkulous, the task that I have been doing around the house. I've been doing just a lot of organizing and just random organizing. I got the urge like a week or week and a half ago to clean the stove and the oven, and I was doing that for like 4 hours. It was ridiculous. I really don't think that stove has ever been cleaned. It was so bad. It was just black, like the under part of the stove, and it was just so bad. But now it looks awesome. But yeah, I got the urge to clean that, and I kind of regretted it after I really got into the meat of the chore. And then a couple days ago, I got the urge to clean out our pantry, which I do periodically. Like, I do try to go through the pantry just to kind of see what stuff we have for meals and to just see what kind of stuff is expired or close to expiring. I mean, I do go through it occasionally, but this I actually like took everything out and really was looking at expiration dates, like on baking stuff and spices, and just I went through everything and I threw away so much stuff. We had spices that were like 4 years expired. I'm sure that they would probably be okay to cook with, but I was just like, no, let's just get fresh spices because I'm sure the taste is a little bit different. So at this point with the nesting, I am curious to see what is next. So let me know in the comments below what weird things or what things that you had the urge to clean or do whenever you were nesting. And y'all know I have been talking about hot flashes for so many weeks now. I'm even sick of hearing myself talk about it. But we actually got a ceiling fan for our bedroom, so hopefully that will help. I can definitely tell that the air flows a little bit better. It's not gonna, you know, cool down the room considerably, but yeah, I got to a point where I was like, just go get a fan and let's just be done with it. It's funny because our entire house, the only fan that's in the whole house is in the living room. Like, none of the other rooms have fans. So we're gonna eventually get a fan for each room, but for now, hopefully that will help as far as the night sweats and everything go. So yesterday we had our baby shower and that was awesome. We had some really bad weather like towards the end of it, but luckily everybody got to the church okay, and we had pretty much the whole shower, and then by the time we left it was raining cats and dogs. It was so bad. It was actually hailing a little bit, but we left probably an hour after everybody else did, just to, you know, clean up and load up the car and chit chat and all that kind of stuff. So everybody got out okay, but yeah, the shower went really well. We were actually late. It's ridiculous. Ben had ordered me a corsage, like a flower corsage that you wear on your wrist, and we were leaving on our way to go to the church, and we stopped at the grocery store to pick it up, and they hadn't even done it yet. They said they was gonna be ready at 9:30, and we got there at 10:30, and like they lost the order, so we had to sit there and wait for probably 20 minutes or so for them to make it. So I was just already just in a terrible mood, and we ended up getting there probably like 15 or 20 minutes late, which it was fine. It was also funny because Liam had these new pants that I got him, and they were tight when we put them on him because, you know, they were brand new and washed and jeans kind of shrink. But throughout the whole shower, his pants were falling off just around his knees like the whole time, and we had to keep running after him and pulling him up. It was so funny. They were just a little too big, which I guess is good because he'll be able to wear them longer, but it was just funny that he was, you know, walking around with his pants down for most of it. I will do a separate baby haul video. I will link that below. I will do that probably in the next week or so, but I will do a separate haul to show y'all everything that we got. We got some super cute stuff. Obviously we got a handful of things off our registry, but we got a lot of other stuff that was really cute as well. Here is the bump. Usually with this dress I wear like leggings or something, but I am just too hot to care today. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel below. I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.